Now, principle 8 is adapt, don't conform. What this principle means is that our world is very, very unpredictable. You cannot predict what's going to happen next. Things are going to happen that are unexpected, you can say. And it's how we adapt to these things that make us who we are. Now, I shared in a previous video that there are 3 things that make you who you are. If you understand a person, if you look at a person, why do they do what they do? Why are they the way they? Why am I the way I am? Well, you have 3 things that make you who you are. Our personality. Now we have our genetics as a third. The other third is our environment. And the last third is our will. The choices that we make. The choices that we make shape us. It makes us who we are. Now, if you look at the first third, the genetics, you get half from your mom, half from your dad. And you don't really choose those really well. But you can choose, however, how they become expressed. And that is determined by the environment. So when you're a child, you can't necessarily choose your environment. But when you get older, you can have a little bit more control. So you can put yourself in certain situations where you can become something that you want to be. You can choose how you adapt to the world around you. Now, we are built for adaptation. We are built for survival. Our physiology, the way that our brains are wired, the way that our body works, is meant to survive horrible, horrible things and really, really good things. It's like I shared in one of our first videos that you have two main emotions. You have love and you have fear. Now, our world around us is also half and half. It can be positive and it can be negative. And how you adapt to those circumstances will shape you, make you who you are. Now, we have mirror neurons. So this lets us connect to our environment. It lets us connect to the people around us. So, for example, when I was in Tennessee, I was only there for about 3 months. But when I came back, I was talking different than what I usually do. My friends were like, "What the hell is wrong with you?" I was like, "Yes, I reckon, y'all, we need to do this and this." And they're like, "In 3 months, your speech changed." It's because I adapted to the environment, because I was in a place where everybody was different than what I was used to. These were people down south. They spoke a little bit different than what I was used to. So I had to adapt. I had to act like they did so I can fit in. Now, you don't want to necessarily lose yourself. So if you're going into a new environment with new people you never met, they're going to have certain habits. They're going to act differently than you do. So you don't want to compromise. You don't want to become fake. You don't want to just do what everyone else does. But at the same time, you need to blend in. You need to be true to yourself. Be real to who you really, really are. So you understand your own personality. You know who you are. But at the same time, you can tweak it a little bit so you can fit into the world around you. So, for example, when I was younger, I did a lot of drugs. And when you're a junkie, when you're a street junkie, you have to blend in because you're going to do whatever you need to do in order to get high. You'll be whoever you need to. You'll pretend to be whatever. You'll say whatever. You'll do whatever you need to, whatever you have to in order to get high. Now, when I stopped, I was getting down on myself. I was like, oh, I'll never be able to act like everyone else. I'll never be normal. And then I told myself that's not true because you develop certain skills. You know how to blend in. You know how to adapt. You can become a chameleon. You can do what is needed for the situation. Now, this is also very, very useful in business. I do sales. I've been doing sales for the last 10 years. And I've dealt with thousands and thousands of customers. And no two people are the same. So if you look at someone, I came up with a theory. So every single person that you meet is structured the exactly same way. That's human nature. So everybody has a heart. Everyone has a brain. Everyone has a nervous system. These things make you human. So there's 7.5 billion people on this planet, and every single one of them is structured the exact same way. That is human nature. Everyone gets angry. Everyone gets sad and feels love. but your personality, so the way everyone is wired, is completely different. So there aren't two people on this planet that are wired the same way, because just because you get angry, but why you get angry is different from person to person. So if you come in contact with a person you never met, you can kind of read them a little bit and you can tune into their personality and respond accordingly so that you can speak to them in their language. It doesn't mean you have to be fake. It doesn't mean you have to be just the way that they are. But when in Rome, do as the Romans do, like they say. This gives you a unique advantage because you don't know what life is going to throw at you. You don't know what the circumstances are going to bring. Tomorrow, every day is different, and every day is going to come at you with different circumstances, different situations. And if you know how to adapt to those situations without losing yourself, you will get a certain kind of power over the circumstances, over your environment. That's why the principle adapt, don't conform is very, very important. That's all I have to say.